Hi, this is Alton again, coming to you from the Kirk Center for Healthy Living. I'm a staff physical therapist here, and this is part number 2 about Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and obviously we're taping all in one day because I'm still wearing the same shirt. But anyway, so this one's going to be a quick one, and it may be a little bit boring because I'm just going to list off a bunch of other things that you may have in addition to having Ehlers-Danlos, or it's very common to have if you have Ehlers-Danlos. So like a lot of people will have like 8 things on this list and not be diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos. And then all of a sudden they get diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos and like, oh, the rest of this makes sense. Okay. So the nice thing about this is like it may not change the way that we treat you, because there's no cure, and we still treat the symptoms, but at least you know you're not going crazy. Okay, so with that, get ready for a really long list of problems. Okay, so we have fibromyalgia or any other widespread pain that lasts for a long time without any real discernible reason, which is what fibromyalgia has become. They just label it that. It can be Ehlers-Danlos. Chronic fatigue or chronic fatigue syndrome, or ME, which stands for something encephalopathy, and I can't remember what it is, but if you look up CFS/ME, you'll find out. Chronic pain of all kinds. That includes CRPS, which is like one leg or one arm, one hand, having chronic pain, swelling, redness, temperature changes, that sort of thing after an injury. Other neuropathies, other radiculopathies, so like if you have sciatica, neuralgias, and often these are invisible on scans. Okay, there's a limit to our imaging and we don't always catch things. Okay, so they catch the big things, they catch the tumors, they catch the broken bones, that sort of thing, but they don't often catch chronic pain. I intend to do a series a little bit later on chronic pain, so hopefully you'll understand a little bit why that isn't caught on imaging. But a lot of times when people come back, oh, your imaging's fine, you're fine. And you're like, no, I'm not, I'm in pain, something's wrong. So that can be one of the things that goes along with Ehlers-Danlos. MCAD, and then that is mastocytosis or mast cell activation syndrome or mast cell activation disorder, okay? Basically what that is, it's your immune system. It's your innate immune system, the one that you were born with, that says, hey, this is me, this is not me, completely overreacting and you having allergic reactions to anything and everything. So this is you not being able to stand when somebody uses Lysol. This is being very sensitive to any makeups, and not being able to tolerate medications, having trouble with different food sensitivities. All of those kinds of things can be a mast cell issue. And that can be, those allergy reactions can be everything from just simple hives and itching, regular, what you would think of as an allergic reaction, all the way up to anaphylaxis, which is actually in and of itself a spectrum. So you can have a low anaphylaxis reaction that's not deadly, all the way up to the ones that you think of that you need the EpiPen for and go to the hospital because your throat's closing up. Okay, but the mastocytosis or the MCAS can be one of those. Muscular dysplasia, muscular dysplasia. This is a deformity of the arteries, especially leading to the kidneys. So if you've ever heard of nutcracker syndrome, there's also a few of the other ones like MALS and MALS, and I can't think of the other one right off the top of my head, but it's down in the iliac arteries, which is down here by your hip flexors. So those can become an issue. Any autism spectrum, a lot of anxieties, hypoxia, which is difficulty speaking, mood disorders, thyroid issues, MS and other autoimmune disorders, arthritis, irritable bowel syndrome. How many people out there have irritable bowel syndrome? A ton. Intussusception, which is a really weird issue with the GI tract. Incontinence at any age, prolapses or hernias, frequent nausea, vomiting. That can be from a lot of different things. It can be from an impinged vagus nerve. It can be from the mast cell thing that we talked about. It can be from a hiatal hernia, which is, again, hernia. Gastroparesis, which is the part of your digestive system being paralyzed. Tethered cord syndrome, dysautonomia, like when you stand up and you have like all of a sudden your heart is racing, or you're standing for a long time and you faint for no real reason and you come to right away. That's called Vasovagal Syncope, and those two are very common. And those fall under Dysautonomia, which is a fancy term for saying your autonomic nervous system isn't quite functioning the way that it should. Raynaud's, so like if you get in the cold, if you get like really white fingertips or toes, and it really, really hurts when they start to warm up, that could be Raynaud's syndrome. You know, and I'm only halfway through the alphabet, so let's see if I can see anything else. That's insomnia, sleep apnea, lots of headaches, bumping into things, bruising easily, fainting, dizziness, interstitial cystitis, which is irritable bladder, deviated septums, PCOS, PCOS, pelvic polycystic ovary syndrome. Thank you. I have somebody else helping me tape today. So, tendonitis and bursitis of all kinds. Varicose and spider veins, migraines, headaches, I said that already, food sensitivities, strokes, mitral valve prolapse, aneurysms of anywhere, gastroesophageal reflux disease or GERD, Chiari malformation, which is just basically where part of your brain kind of starts to come down through the little hole in your brain that the spinal cord is supposed to come down through. And a lot of people don't realize it because that just causes a lot of headaches, and so it takes a while for a lot of people to get diagnosed with that. Ganglion cysts, which are cysts right through here, Baker's cysts, which are on the back of your knee, Spondylolisthesis, which is a back issue. It's kind of where your vertebrae don't quite line up right. Thoracic outlet syndrome, so pain down your arm. Seizure disorders, your arches falling in your feet. Hip problems, like your hips popping. Scoliosis. The list goes on and on and on. So, like I said, if you can't connect the issues, think connective tissues, okay? And you can find knowledgeable PTs and other professionals on Ehlers-Danlos.org, okay? And that's EHLERS-DANLOS.org. Or you can just Google Ehlers-Danlos Society. and they have a list of professionals on there. Not everybody who deals with EDS has put their name up, but you can get, somewhere with that. A lot of times a PT can really help you suss that out and help you to find professionals that will help you to really nail down what the issues are. So that's number 2.